Covering Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. WJCL 22 News at 11 starts now.
Today at 11, questions rise on who the next Democratic candidate may be, while Harris receives many endorsements the Democratic Party's concerns.
If you don't, we take you to jail.
Plus, a Chatham County deputy officially fired his charges after arrest over the July 4th weekend. And it's back to school season, and potential phone bans are the talk of the classroom. WJCL 22 News at 10 starts now. Hello and good morning. I'm Lydia Blackstone. The Secret Service is still under fire this morning after the Trump assassination attempt last week. Many state leaders, including Nancy Mace, questioned the director of the Secret Service on the security from that day. When responding, Director Kimberly Cheadle says she remains focused on the security needs of the upcoming high-profile events.
I think that I am the best person to lead the Secret Service at this time.
So far, Cheadle has refused numerous calls for her resignation, including from South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace. Commitment 2024. It's only been a day since President Joe Biden announced he's stepping down from the race. Vice President Kamala Harris currently holds the top spot to be the next Democratic candidate, but questions still rise from the party.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaking publicly for the first time Monday since President Joe Biden announced he would not seek re-election and endorsed her as the next Democratic presidential candidate.
Our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
Dozens of Hill Democrats and other prominent members of the party have come out in support of Harris, but some key party leaders have not weighed in yet. Independent Senator Joe Manchin says he's hoping to see additional candidates join the race.
I really believe strongly, along with I think that former President Obama and Speaker Nancy Pelosi both think there should be a process.
Another important question, who will Harris tap to be her running mate should she secure the nomination? One supporter was out front Monday sounding like he's ready for the job.
The vice president is smart and strong, which will make her a good president.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear threw his full support behind Harris while bashing former President Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance ain't from here. No, the nerve that he has to call the people of Kentucky, of Eastern Kentucky, lazy.
Trump has come out swinging on Truth Social, his campaign having anticipated this possibility for weeks. Sources tell CNN that Trump's team is working on more targeted ads attacking Harris's record and tying her to Biden's border policies.
Many sources describe their feelings just 24 hours later after Biden's announcements as a little grief, a little relief, and a little excitement about the new campaign ahead. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger got a first-hand look at Chatham County's voting equipment to test its security. He says the goal is to give voters confidence that those ballots are secure. The secretary also says the state is checking to make sure all the voters in this election are American citizens.
But we did an audit of our entire voter rolls to verify who was citizens, who were any non-citizens, and we found not a single non-citizen. We did find about 1,600 who tried to register to vote.
The Secretary of State also says temporary poll workers will be giving limited access to the voter registration system and will lose access completely after voting. Let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Jacob Linebarger. You're in the studio today, and you know, it was a very rainy week that we've had. Are we going to be seeing a little bit drier conditions later on this week?
Yeah, it looks like those rain chances will ramp up as we head towards this weekend. Right now, though, look at these feels like temperatures already to triple digits as we head into the low country. Mid 90s, low 90s in parts as we round out and head towards lunchtime today. Right now, though, clear conditions in Savannah, but we're watching these rain showers up towards northern Alabama and central Mississippi. This is a front that will push on into our area and bring us some rain chances as we head towards this weekend. Right now on radar, dry conditions for all of us, so enjoy the sunshine while we have it as we head towards the afternoon. 40% chance of rain showers this afternoon for a brief pop-up downpour or two. That could dampen your afternoon plans, but those showers will move on by. Weekend, it looks like you'll need the umbrella, however, with those rain chances picking up towards 60%. If you want to stay up to date on our forecast, you can download our free WJCL News app.
Thank you so much, Jacob. A 10-year-old involved in Noah Bush's death back in May will face 2 years in a probation detention center. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office also says the case officially has been ruled as a homicide.
We still have a long road ahead of us because until Noah receives his justice, there will be no peace.
Right now, an 11-year-old who is facing charges is still awaiting sentencing. The mother of one of the detainees is also under arrest. She's charged for probation violation and making false statements.
All you gotta do is sign right there. That's not admitting guilt. This is saying you understand you're getting a citation. You said you're not gonna sign it? If you don't, we take you to jail.
Chatham County Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Carlos Piote fired after a traffic stop. Piote was booked over the 4th of July weekend on a felony and misdemeanor charges. Just 5 days later, the Chatham County Sheriff's Office terminated him. According to a letter obtained by WJCL 22 News, he was let go for violating employee conduct. It's back to school, which means it's time to talk about the school year ahead. WJCL 22 News' Tia Maggio spoke with the South Carolina Education Association about potential phone bans this school year.
The president of South Carolina Education Association says phones are disrupting students' ability to learn.
It's very hard for a teacher when they're trying to teach to compete with Netflix or compete with a game or compete with your boyfriend texting you in the middle of my class.
Even saying she's seen dangerous trends rise with phones and social media.
They like to videotape if there's a fight, or sometimes they would pretend to fight just to videotape it to get so many views on social media.
And South Carolina elementary teachers say they're seeing it take away children's creativity.
When I taught first grade, I'd give them markers and pencils and crayons and glue, and I'd say, make something, and they would. And now when I teach first grade, they're like, where's the iPad to give me directions? Can I open up YouTube to see directions on how to make whatever it is you want me to make?
That's why state lawmakers are banning all cell phones in South Carolina public school classrooms by 2025. Despite all that, when asked about the ban during a community conversation, Savannah students made it clear it would only make the problems worse.
If you're really bad at that person, if you really want to bully that person, you wait till you get home with your phone.
Some even saying phones can provide comfort.
In some instances, our phones are our safe havens. Sometimes that's a way for me to decompress about what's going on, especially in my school.
South Carolina's Department of Education is currently on the new policy. It will be public school districts' job to implement it or risk losing state funding. Now to Atlanta, Truist Park adding some upgrades. Jasmine DeJarnett is live in the studio to tell us about some of those renovations. Jasmine, tell us what's going to look like.
Yes, Lydia, for full season members, Truist Park is expanding the Coors Light Chop House and adding what will be called the bullpen. Both of these seating options have their own unique twist to them. Starting with the Chop House, it will feature in-seat food and beverage services. Fans will also receive a $15 credit to use on food, beverages, and merchandise. As for the bullpen, it'll feature complimentary food and drink options and an enhanced viewing experience. Truist Park is set to host the 2025 MLB All-Star Game, and these adjustments will be completed right before the 2025 season. Be sure to stick with WJCL 22 News. I'll be back with a full look at sports in just a few minutes. Lydia?
Thanks, Jasmine. Microsoft's tech outage, airlines have been affected for the third day in a row. The damage so far and what people have to say about it. And the popular Texas gas station Buc-ee's finally announced its grand opening in Brunswick. What the Beaver has in store.
And I'll show you when you'll need the umbrella as you head towards this weekend in the area's certified most accurate forecast coming up.
After President Biden announces it's time for him to step down, world leaders send messages. The following leaders expressed gratitude and support for his service. Two in particular, the Ukrainian president thanks Biden for his unwavering support in the country's war against Russia. And the Israeli president describes Biden as a true ally of the Jewish people. Other leaders commend Biden for making the decision to step down. A Russian court sentences a U.S.-Russian journalist for spreading false information. Her trial, along with another journalist on the same day, was swift and behind closed doors. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller calls for the journalist to be released, saying journalism is not a crime. We have an update on the Microsoft outage affecting thousands of flights across the country. It's the third day in a row, and airlines are still dealing with the results. The largest Buc-ee's plans to open in 2024 in Brunswick, and the call for more than 500 parking spots, plus 120 gas pumps. In addition to the 76,000 square foot building, company officials estimate they'll serve about 15,000 cars every day. Once open, the location will support 200 jobs and offer more than 500 parking spots. It's time to take another check of our forecast. Jacob, how's it going to look like for the rest of the day?
Yeah, it looks like for most of us this afternoon is going to be really nice. Look at Hilton Head right now with dry conditions and sunny skies. Currently at 84 degrees, so a nice day out there. Feels like temperature already in the 90s, and that's going to be the name of the game for a lot of us this afternoon. Triple-digit feels like temperatures in the low country at the moment, but low 90s for a lot of us, even some mid-90s over in Reedsville and Glenville. Blackshear even at 96 and there feels like temperature. So look at radar across the southeast right now. Lots of moisture and rain up to our north towards Atlanta and Birmingham. This is because of a stationary front keeping it there, bringing some flooding rain totals to those areas. This will move down to our area over the next coming day or so. And towards this weekend, we could have some of those rain showers move in. Right now, though, dry conditions for all of us here across coastal Georgia and the low country. Now, as we look towards our rain chances heading towards this weekend, I mentioned how they ramp up, and you're going to need that umbrella as we head towards this weekend. 60% from Thursday all the way through till Saturday, even Sunday, those rain chances sticking around. So futurecasts, pop-up thunderstorms as we head towards this afternoon, becoming a bit more widespread as we head towards 6 o'clock this evening. Could be a brief downpour or two and lots of lightning with those storms. By 9 o'clock, these storms should be moving out of our area, and we should have a dry overnight for a lot of us. Now tomorrow we'll start off dry again, and much of a repeat of the same, except these showers are going to be a little bit more widespread as we head towards dinner time. 3 o'clock, those pop-up showers move in. By 7 o'clock, they become a bit more widespread and bringing a much greater chance for a downpour or two across coastal Georgia and into the low country. By 9 o'clock, these showers have moved on out and will continue to move on out. 92 in Hampton today, 91 in Okatee, Savannah and Richmond Hill at 92. Again, that 40% chance of showers to keep note of as well. On your beaches and islands, 87 is the water temperature, 89 degrees on St. Simons, Tybee only reaching 87 degrees, and in those upper 80s continue for Hilton Head and Defusky. Little lower chance of rain at 30%. If you're heading to the pool, however, it looks to be a great day to do so, at least early on in the afternoon. Hot and humid towards lunchtime at 90 degrees. High today will be at 92 around 3 p.m., so the spotty thunderstorms will move on in. 92 degrees today's high, 90 degrees on Thursday through Saturday, 60% chance of showers, so that looks to be the best day where you're going to need the umbrella as you head towards the remainder of the weekend into the start of the next work week. Low 90s is the name of the game, with temperatures ramping up as we head towards the start or the end of the next work week. On your beaches and islands, 88 degrees on Wednesday, rising up to 90 on Thursday, with those rain chances ramping up as we head towards the weekend. Upper 80s continues to trend to the start of the next week, with these temperatures on your beaches and islands ramping up into the low 90s as we head towards the end of the next work week. If you want to stay up to date on our forecasts, you can download our free WJCL News app.
Former Toronto FC star Sydney Martinez is taking a huge step in her soccer career. Plus, excitement is building for the Paris Olympics as we get closer to the games. We'll have the full rundown next in sports. Welcome into sports. I'm Jasmine DeJarnette. As the saying goes, home is where the heart is. And for one of Tormenta FC's biggest stars, Sydney Martinez, she is back in Statesboro preparing for another year in the professional ranks. Take a look.
Have your whole country cheering for you. It's on a different level of love.
From Effingham County High School standout to record setter at University of South Florida, and finally an international soccer star, Sydney Martinez has etched her name in history. She never doubted her talent, but being a small-town girl with limited opportunities, she was never sure her passion could reach this level of success.
To be on the other end of that, not be the fan wanting the autographs from players, being the one fans want autographs from, was surreal. It was like, wait, I've actually made it? Like, this is real life right now. So it was just a surreal moment.
After leading Tormenta to their first ever USL Women's League title and being selected to be a part of the Puerto Rican national team, it was time to lace up those cleats and take it to the next level, not undermining the excitement that came along with it.
When you are in that kind of stadium, there's so many people there. It's like, wow, wait, you're really here? This is me. I'm playing for a country right now, playing for my country.
Sydney signing with Brooklyn FC of the USL Super League, being their first ever player and becoming the first Tormenta player to ever sign a professional contract, taking what her time at Tormenta taught her to the next level.
I think playing here for the inaugural year has helped develop me even more to be able to play with Puerto Rico and going into the Super League.
A reminder that your dreams are never out of reach. Take it from Sydney.
Just because we come from a small town doesn't mean we can't make our names big. Beautiful.
Over in Athens, a current track and field Bulldog is making her way to Paris to represent Team USA. University of Georgia sophomore Aaliyah Butler punched her ticket during the finals in Eugene, Oregon. She finished second with a time of 49.71, topping her school record of 49.79 at the SEC Championship. She will be joined by Kendall Ellis and Alexis Holmes to complete Team USA's 400-meter women's squad. The opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics is set to take place Friday. Staying in Athens, quite literally a huge commit for the Bulldogs. Former overtime elite player Jazair Jackson committing to UGA on Monday. The 6'10" transitioning offensive tackle has little experience on the gridiron, only playing when he was younger. Jackson choosing the Dogs over Florida, Florida State, and Mississippi State. After making his pivot and attending different camps, he landed on UGA with this quote: "I'm embracing being able to come back to the sport that started it off for me in my athletic career. It's been a great experience, and I'm nothing but grateful." In the pros, former Georgia Bulldog Tyson Campbell becoming one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL on Tuesday. Tyson signing a 4-year, $76.5 million contract extension that averages $19.1 million per year. The deal also including a $53.4 million guarantee. The former Georgia standout tied for team lead with 3 interceptions from 2022, but missed multiple games from the 2023 season due to injury. Campbell was set to enter the final year of his rookie contract in 2024, but he will continue to make Jacksonville home through the 2028 campaign. In Atlanta, the Braves finishing off their series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's take you out to Truist Park. Beautiful day in Atlanta. Cardinals open scoring in the top of the second. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt hits a solo home run deep into left field. Just like that, Cardinals up 1-0. Moving to the top of the third, Cardinals right fielder Alec Burleson hits the team's second solo homer into the chop house. Nice souvenir for the fans. 2-0 Cardinals. Bottom of the third, Braves outfielder Jared Kelenic with a solo blast of his own to get his team rolling. Braves down by 1. Top of the fourth, Cardinals outfielder Lars Newbar hits it for yet another solo home run for St. Louis. To the top of the fifth, Burleson is back with an RBI single in his pocket on a sharp drive straight to right field. Cardinals center fielder Michael Ciani capitalizes, 4-1 Cardinals. Bottom of the sixth, Braves Austin Riley tries to get something going. Cardinals shortstop Mason Wynn to second, baseman Nolan Gorman to first, baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Ozzie out at second. Austin Riley out at first. Big defensive play. 4-2 Cardinals. Top of the eighth, Wilson Contreras with another solo homer for the Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals sweeping the series 6-2, final score. The Braves looking to bounce back as they head to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. First pitch set for 12:20. All my wrestling fans, brace yourselves. One of the greatest of all time is leaving the business. Right, the 16-time WWE champion John. And that's a look at sports. Stay with us.
If you see any breaking news or weather stories in your area, send your video or pictures to the WJCL 22 Facebook or Twitter pages. You can also stay in the know with the WJCL 22 News app. It's free in your Google Play or Apple App Store. Now be sure to download the Very Local app where you can watch replays of our newscast or find a story you might have missed. Download it for free on Roku and on the Amazon Fire TV. Let's send it over to Jacob Linebacker, who's in the weather studio, for a final check of your forecast.
Yeah, and just one last look at our forecast. Looks like you need to have the umbrella on standby as we head towards this afternoon and into this weekend. 92 degrees as your high this afternoon, 90 degrees Thursday, even reaching the upper 80s as we head into Friday. Sunday looks to be the best chance this weekend. 40% chance of rain, 90 degrees is your high. Rain chances fall off as we head into the start of the next work week. 30% on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but those temperatures are ramping back up into the mid-90s as we head towards Friday and the end of the 10-day forecast. Lydia, back.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lydia Blackstone, and have a great rest of your day.